welcome to What You Say Anime. I am your host, Peter. On today's episode, we are playing our favorite filler episode game, the MyAnimeList review game. This is our 9th edition, so if you like this style of content, go back and check out our other 8. If this is your first time playing, this is a game that you can play along with us. How it works is we find the most elitist, prestigious, and downright bad reviews found on the popular website MyAnimeList and made a game out of it. The host will read aloud the review, and everyone here participating will have to guess the show and the rating. We are changing the format a little bit on how scoring works. So if you are familiar with our previous games, guessing a show got you a point, guessing the score within a 2-point range got you a point, and then if you got both, you got a bonus point. So how we're changing it now is if you guess the show correctly, which I think is probably the most difficult one, you get 2 points. Guessing the rating, we'll have 2 options now. You can guess the exact score for 2 points, or a 2-point range like we did before for 1. Players will also receive bonus points. If you score correctly on the singular rating, you will receive 2 bonus points, and the vice versa. If you do it for the range, you'll get 1 extra bonus point. So before the highest possible score per guess was 6, and now it's 4. So just change it up and keep it interesting. And we'll play 2 rounds, and the winner after 2 rounds gets nothing because we're playing for fun. This is a disclaimer to everyone out there. This is for fun. We heard comments about writing answers down with people like cheating or whatever. Maybe if we do like a tournament style game like this, I would probably do that, but we're just gonna keep it light and fun. So play along with us. You literally win nothing for winning. So let us know how you score, whether it's in our Discord or YouTube or Spotify comments, wherever like you can literally contact us. Let us know your score. We love hearing back from people. We love seeing how you did. So without further ado, boys, why don't we jump into our first review?
That was a sick plug, Pete. If you don't mind, before we start, just to
Yeah.
clarify on the scoring too, I think you said it backwards, just for people trying to follow at home to the new rules. You can now score 6 points. But previously you could only score 4.
Correct.
Correct?
That was the highest you could score was
Okay.
4. Yep, and now it's
So
6.
now 6 is the
Yep.
is the new peak. So yeah, there we go. Just wanted to make sure for
All
people
good.
trying to keep score themselves at home, we're good to go. But Pete, yeah, why
Yep.
don't you take it away with the first review?
Yeah, I
Let's
think
do it.
people will catch on too with the score. In case I explained it poorly, you'll understand pretty quick here. So here we go with our first show. The main genre of the show is drama. I will try to be concise with my thoughts as much as possible because as a passionate nerd of science, there's a lot to nitpick. I can appreciate redacted existing, and I think with the current climate, it's more relevant than ever. However, to those who get behind the message of this anime, there is nothing to be gained. I agree and enjoy what the show is trying to say a lot. I love science and the joy of collaboration through centuries, the pursuit of knowledge, and the ability to question the status quo. Despite how much I agree with those statements, this anime feels like it's the equivalent of someone talking your ear off about something you know too much about and absolutely don't need to be told. That's my main issue with this anime. It's not entertaining. There are no characters. They are all talking pieces for different ideas. The vast majority of scenes are literally just characters A and B talking and talking and talking, and not sort of an interesting way. I would have a better time reading a textbook than watching this because the textbook doesn't try to hide behind the facade of being entertaining. To the people who are deeply impacted by this anime, who need to hear these important perspectives spelled out for them, and certainly weren't going to go out of the way to find those opinions, this is great. Anime is far less intimidating to watch and to teach somebody about philosophical perspectives. But again, for those who are already agreed to do these perspectives, there's nothing to be gained. From a cinematic perspective, there's nothing there. The animation budget is clearly very cheap, and again, the characters just stand around talking, barely moving. And yet the show tries to give the illusion that it's keeping up with modern anime greats in quality and the background. Um, Kensuke Yushio brings a great dark and brooding soundtrack, if not a bit repetitive, and the first episode wasted the majority of its budget. Characters are far more expressive and excessive hand gestures and secondary actions with well planned and interesting camera work, etc. These characters took themselves extremely boring and bland. And just for people out there, these are the reviews. If they're grammatically incorrect, that's just how the reviews are written. I'll briefly say the actual science of this anime is oddly overlooked. Much time isn't spent really on discovering on how science works. These theories didn't just appear, it took more work and collaboration than this anime has to offer. They treat science like it's some sort of underground movement when it wasn't. Much of our modern science was heavily scrutinized, but for every doubter, there was droves of supporters who brought their own ideas to the mix. Maybe this idea could have been conveyed better if it wasn't such a well-documented scientific discovery. Actual science is barely discussed, and there's more time spent with the characters researching and writing. About what exactly? I don't even know what they barely talk about. They hide the main focus from their studies from us because they are more worried about the philosophy than the actual science, which is a shame since this whole topic of the anime centers on this. Last paragraph. The anime chose to be neither entertaining story nor a philosophical influence on a retelling of history. It's been left in this weird, boring limbo. Again, to those who aren't involved in these sorts of circles, maybe you'll enjoy it, but it certainly wasn't for me in either a scientific or artistic cinematic perspective. Gentlemen, I need you to tell me which show I'm talking about and what the score was. Pat, we begin with you.
Worst part is I was gonna try and take notes on my notepad, and you'll see in the video, I tried 4 different pens and none of them worked, so that
Rip.
sucked. Yeah, that was pretty painful. I thought they were all ready. I figured with like 15 of them next to me, one of them would work. But all right, my brain initially went for some reason to Astra Lost in Space, from the way that it was talking about the characters, them standing around a lot. But then they kept talking about philosophy, a little bit of that historical stuff too, which I don't think Astro Lost in Space did a ton of. So I shifted more towards like Drifters or Doctor Stone in my head for some reason. But I feel like in Doctor Stone, for one, describing it as a drama I guess it's a drama, not really though. But I also don't feel like this is the only other show I really could think of was Science Types Fell in Love, but that would be described as a romance more than a drama, I would think. Uh, God, I'm really blanking on just science-based shows. So I'm just gonna go with my initial gut, even though I'm pretty sure it's wrong. I'm gonna go with Astro Lost in Space, and this person seemed pretty down on it, but I'm gonna go in the 4 to 5 range
Okay.
because it doesn't seem like they were offended by the show. If that
I will
makes sense.
also say this for the listeners out there. The reviewers could be absolutely wrong with what they are discussing. So you have to take it
That's a
as
very good
you
point.
have to take it as somebody who is just reviewing a show. They are not this is not a scientific journal. Preston, you are up.
Yeah, I was having like the same thought process as Pat for the longest time. I was like, "Oh, this sounds like Dr. Stone." And then I remembered you said it was a drama, so I was like, "Okay, is this like Bunny Girl Senpai then? Because the science is blasted in that." And then I think I finally came across my actual guess, and that will be Orb. I the scientists that they're talking about, I think, are the heliocentrics. And so I'll go Orb and a 2-3 range.
2-3. Okay, Kat, you're up.
Yeah. So my first thought when he started speaking about it was God, I can't remember the Kokoro Connect for some reason. I don't know why. It was
Okay.
just like, oh, drama, and it would. I thought it would have been funny because you don't like Kokoro Connect. Neither do I, to be fair. But like, I thought it would be funny that you found something that you didn't like and found a review for it. And then I was like, wait, hold on a second. More makes a lot more sense. Blah 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 blah. And I was like, is that Shiguang Dalaran? And I can't remember. I couldn't remember the name of the actual anime.
Link click?
Yeah,
Link
like
click.
You remember
I
the
remember the
Chinese
Chinese
name
thing.
of Link click,
Crazy.
but not Link click?
Right.
You know, it's
yeah.
funny
Are you
if any other member said that, I would have been like, no, no, you didn't. But like with Cat, I absolutely believe
Dude,
that
are you
that's true.
With
studying
link
Like,
click, that's 100% true.
Are you studying Mandarin or something? Like, why did you bust
No, I
out the
just remember-
Chinese version of Link Click instead of saying Link Click?
I couldn't remember the name. I confused Blue Lock and Link Click.
I
for
just can't
literally
believe you
6
know
months.
the Chinese title for Link Click.
That is a shocker.
That's the first thing that came up to my head.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, it's definitely not on one of your monitors right now.
It's not.
Okay, I can see a reflection in your glasses, so I'll take your word for it though. What's your show?
The show that I came down to was Orb.
Okay.
Oh, score.
Score. Yeah,
It,
need that too.
it sounded like a 3 to 4.
3-4. Okay. So I like this review a lot because the guy clearly just wants to read like scientific journals and like watch documentaries. Like the whole point of this anime is to make learning entertaining, which heliocentrism normally not really the super hype shit that we got. So the show was Orb. And let's see. Pat, though, however, okay, so everybody's getting a point because Preston guessed 2-3 and Kat guessed 3-4. It was a 5. So Pat guessed 4-5 in his guess. So, oh no, sorry, we changed it. You get 2 points for guessing the show correct. My apologies.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah.
Preston and Kat are getting
Damn
2
it.
points. Hey, Pat, you're still getting a point for getting the show wrong. So that's not all that bad. So yes, the show was Orb and it was a 5 out of 10.
I'm proud of that. All right, I'll take that.
Pat, whenever you are up, you're on the right track. I just don't think you remembered the show Orb existed.
I do not remember that it existed. It aired in the last 5 years, right? So there you go.
Yeah, it
Or did
finished
Yep.
9.5 months ago, 10 months ago.
Yeah, I remember you guys were having a lot of fun with it too. So I guess that makes sense.
I
That it
mean,
was,
yeah, it's top 3
or-
for anime of the year for me, so it's really good.
Mhm.
I just like this is completely like he's not wrong in his review. It's just you're not looking for anime. You need to go read a book.
Go read a scientific
Yeah,
journal,
right?
like you said. Yeah, that sounds a lot more up to that person's speed.
Yeah. All right,
Okay.
Pat, take it away whenever you're ready.
Yep. All right. My first review is going to be the genre of cute girls doing cute things.
Woo!
I intend on this being a completely spoiler-free review. This show is just about the definition of mediocre. If it was to be personified, it would be the guy in the room no one remembers because he is so incredibly average. The art is nicely done, and CG isn't obtrusively done like so many other action anime. That alone gains it points in my book. The audio was nicely done, but not so much the music. The music only seemed to really hit a high note, in parentheses, forgive the pun, one time for me, and it was in episode 12. This anime will not leave you humming any music from its intro, closing, battles, etc. It's just musically underwhelming. The characters were pretty flimsy as well, though I admit they were stronger than I'd have expected them from something named what this show is named. So I guess that's a win. Now the story was super slow and feels like it should have been a 24 episode season that they cut in half. And all we got was the slow mood setting half of the season. The final episode is obvious. It is now supposed to be finally be entering great grammar, the interesting story arc. Then it ends. You might get one episode of actually fairly fun, enjoyable story. Then you have to wait for what might be a season 2 or might never occur. Anyways, talk later didn't read. Mediocre, even by young girls personifying War Machine standards, and it ends the moment it finally gets interesting. Alrighty, I believe it's Preston up next, right? Or Preston, you lead us off with your guessing, and what do you think the show was, and what do you think its score was?
Can you read out the too long didn't read again?
Like that last line?
Yeah, that sentence.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, too long, didn't read. Mediocre, even by young girls personifying War Machine standards, and it ends the moment it finally gets interesting.
Just wanna find
There's gotta be
War
I think
Machine.
there's 2 answers to this.
That's why I picked it.
I don't
knew
have a single one.
I I picked it with knowledge of who's in this game playing with us too. So if you at home have never heard of something like this, then I don't blame you, and you should not watch this. But I'm even giving you guys more hints here. I'm always very nice with my reviews, I think, and I'm being nice here. Preston, let's go.
Personifying war machines. Okay, could be Upote. They're guns. They're war machines.
Wait, what show?
Upote.
I've never,
Upotte.
never even heard of it.
That was the Secret Santa one year,
Oh,
wasn't it? That was
okay.
the Secret
It's
Santa.
like-
I remember.
No.
Okay.
Trent tried to get me to watch it on the wheel before.
Oh,
Typical
okay.
Trent show for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's throw Trent under the bus because he's not editing this episode.
I don't think it's Upote. I doubt Pat's ever even heard of Upote
If I
until
haven't heard
now.
of it, I don't think Pat has.
I don't even know what this show's about. I'm going Girly Air Force.
Good answer. Good answer.
Uh,
Baby, I
sure.
haven't seen it.
4, 5.
4, 5. Okay. So I've got you down for that and that. All right, Kat, you're next.
Yeah, so this could have been a lot of shows until you said personifying war machines.
Yeah, it's 2.
One of them was Girly Air Force because I remember putting that on my to watch list, and then I remember you specifically
They fly the
Pat,
planes.
saying
They fly the planes. They're not the actual plane. They are not the personification of plane. I'm
the
giving you
other
a hint.
one.
It's not Girly Air Force.
Can I
The
tell
other
me
one
that?
that I thought about was Arpeggio Blue Steel. Because I
Yeah, you'll have to
remember
explain.
mentioning it a couple times. But like Arpeggio Blue Steel, like the chicks are the actual ships. The chicks are war machines. And I just there's probably a better show. I just can't remember it right now. But because of that, I'm probably gonna go with Arpeggio Blue Steel. And I'm probably gonna go 3-4.
3, 4. Okay. All right, Pete, round us out.
Okay, so did Arpeggio Blue Steel, like, did Azur Lane steal that from them, or did they steal it from Azur Lane? Because, like, I was thinking that it's Azur Lane, since they are personifications of ships, like warships. But then,
Warships, yep.
but then the TLDR said war machines, right? And there is a
Yeah.
show where girls wear giant mech bodysuits and sing and dance while also fighting in combat. So that's going to be my guess. I'm going Symphogear, and I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna go straight up a 3 out of 10. I'm not even gonna do a range. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna go big. First swing, Symphogear and 3.
It looks like Arpeggio Blue Steel came out before Azur Lane.
Okay, so Azur Lane stole it from Arpeggio Blue Steel. Good to know. All right, Pat, what's the answer?
All right, the answer was I loved all your trains of thoughts. I also loved that this review just you tried to use a lot of big words, but just was unsuccessful in it quite a bit. I felt like, and they asked for more. They asked for 2 seasons. Like they were like, "Oh man, I thought the show was really mediocre. It should have been 24 episodes instead of the 12 that it was." Like you wanted more of this? Okay. The rating was a 5 out of 10. So,
Let's go.
Preston, you're gonna get a point for that. And Pete and Kat, unfortunately, a little too low on it. And the show, I knew you guys. I was thinking it was a split between 2 shows, and then 2 of you named shows I didn't even think of for this. And there's also more, like you said with Azur Lane. I was thinking it was going to be either Azur Lane guesses or the correct answer being Girly Air Force.
No way! They are not what? Are they
Well,
actual
for one, like you
personifications of
said,
warplanes?
well, let the person who's watched Girly Air Force tell you.
Yes, please.
First off, like you said, the reviews aren't perfectly accurate
True.
sometimes too. They kind of are like how mecha shows, like they use the life force of the person inside or whatever. The
Sure.
planes won't fly without them inside of them. So,
But they're not personification. Like, there's no Spirit of St. Louis character.
No. Well, they represent.
There's no
They're-
Red Baron character, right? Like,
No, there is.
Okay.
However, each country is represented by a different cute anime girl doing cute things in a fighter jet fighting against, I believe it's an alien invasion or like some terrorist
but
organization.
are they
I can't remember what it was.
personifications of those planes? Like, that's what I need
They're
to know.
personifications of those people. And like the American fighter is like an F-35. The Japanese one is one of the J-10 series or whatever the Japanese series is.
Okay, so they're just modeled after. Okay. So like their
It's-
personality is based off of like the fighter jet that they are, type of thing.
Yeah, like the
Okay.
U.S. The German woman is a big tittied blonde. There's a lot of just stupid shit in that
Okay.
show. It's
I guess personification worked. I wouldn't use that word, but I guess they're not technically wrong.
I wouldn't use any word to describe that show other than bad. So there we go. That's
Well,
all you that guy would
in
have
like
had to
anime
really.
sense, like if we do like Uma Musume, like Oguri Cap is literally the personification of Oguri Cap.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's like, I was like, okay, is this, is someone's named St. Louis and they're the spirit of St. Louis or some shit like that. That's kind of like my line of thinking was, but you know what? Who cares? Preston's got the lead now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes,
Shout out
Preston got-
Wood getting that for fucking Ghost
Still hasn't
Fantasy.
watched
That's
it.
the only reason I don't. That's the only reason I know that show exists is because of Wood getting it.
and that's why I picked it because I knew all of you would know it exists because of our Ghost
Yep.
Fantasy thing that
Yep.
we play in our server. Join the server, by the way. Sick plug, Pat. All right, Preston, take it away. What is your first review?
Oh shit! I wasn't ready. I was celebrating.
Yo, we still got 75% of the game to go.
So much.
Yeah.
Okay, my show is a comedy fantasy. Bro, listen. This show got less riz than a baby Gronk trying to riz up Lizzie Dunn with a juice box.
Yo, 6-7,
The
bro,
story-
dab me up.
Unfortunately, this was written before 6-7 was a thing by a few months. Literally, probably last season it was written.
Oh.
It's a shame. Okay, the story ain't unique at all. Just your basic main girl messes up spells, main boy cleans up the mess, loop on repeat. Predictable from episode 1. Like you could skibbity toilet your way through it blindfolded and still know what happens next. Not even the goofy humor could save it, cuh. The art style tries to be cute and light, but it ends up looking like a half-finished Ohio doodle. Sure, it's bright, but it doesn't fit the tone. When things are supposed to feel magical or serious, it still looks like a Saturday morning cartoon that forgot the shading. That's actually facts for what they said. That's a true point by them. The characters, oh bruv, they got no depth. Main girl's just clumsy with too much energy, and main boy's grumpy protector with zero drip. They ain't balanced. They ain't Sigma. They just walk through the same jokes over and over. Even when wild stuff happens, their reactions feel so fake. Like, no real human acts that calm after being turned into a frog mid-breakfast. And maybe some folks will enjoy it, like little skibbity watchers who want light, easy laughs, or fans who love cute, basic, light slice of life anime. But anyone looking for real story depth, emotion, or that alpha level character growth, nah. They'll dip after 2 episodes. Final verdict: weak yacht, zero riz, only in Ohio tier storytelling. Art mid, jokes dry, characters built like AI generated NPCs. You should have stayed in the cauldron, cuh. That is it.
Yo, Top
What was
Barks
he cooking?
Krosky Coob, that review was sick. Kat, you're up first.
That was extremely Sigma. Yeah.
Yo, top left, my man.
Top
Watch.
left, top left.
Which watch?
Okay.
3. Move on.
Not a range,
I
just a
fucking
straight
hate
3.
that. I fucking hated that review so
What show did you say?
goddamn
I'm
much.
sorry.
Which watch?
Which watch?
Score cat, is it going to be
Three.
You
a
said
scale of
straight
3?
three.
Straight
Straight 3.
three.
Okay.
I also went with
Okay.
I also went Witch Watch. I think that's pretty easy. That's that one. I'm actually gonna go range since I scored 0 last time. I'm gonna go 4-5.
Okay. And Pat?
I had no. This review is like the perfect example of why we do this game, right? Where it's funny because it's trying to be funny, but at the same time, this is also still a terrible review because there's so little about the actual show included here, and I'm sure you
I think
you
if you've
probably cut
watched the
some
show,
lines and stuff.
pretty
The-
obvious.
fair enough. I guess but that's my broader point is that's like it's very like you could almost say a lot of these things other than the very specific notes about the show. Like it's just a lot of filler. It's the guy trying to be funny. So I don't know. I think it's the epitome of like why we play this game. I'm gonna go with a straight up score of 1 because
Ooh.
I don't think
Yeah.
they liked it very much. And not that I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I knew what the show was that Pete and Kat just said was, but I am gonna say it, Witch Watch, and there we go. That's gonna be my
Good
my
answer.
final
You
answer.
Good
played to
answer.
win the game.
I play to
You
win
played
the
to win the
prize.
game.
So I did cut out like some obvious stuff. I cut out them calling her a witch. I cut out that they called the main boy an ogre because
Yep.
he's an ogre. But honestly, they kind of got their point across for why the show is bad. And I kind of agree with some of their points as someone who dropped it an episode before the core ended. I couldn't stand it anymore.
You watched 11 out of 12 and you just didn't stick it
Yes.
out? Oh.
Yes. I watched 2 minutes of episode 12. I saw that they made the fight scene 3 panels, and I was like, nope, I'm done with this shit. I'm not wasting 20 minutes.
I feel
That
you.
pissed me off.
I'm 4 episodes away from finishing Breaking Bad for about 10 years now, so I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I don't
What?
I don't think Breaking Bad's that good.
We're not gonna let him we're not gonna let you just walk past what you just said. Wait,
Oh, we
what?
are, because
There's
Preston's
4
gonna
episodes?
finish what he's saying.
yeah, I'm going to finish what I'm saying. The show was Witch Watch. You all get 2 points off of that. None of you got the score right, though. It was a 2 out of 10.
Damn, we danced around it.
You literally all danced around it.
We had 1,
Oh, it's so close.
3, 4, and 5, and it was
I was too annoyed.
close.
That might be the best review I've ever read
That
on
was really
here.
fun.
I loved it.
That was great.
I feel so young and rejuvenated after that, you know? Like
That
I
might be
feel
the
like
first time I've ever said skibbity toilet.
I don't know. I've heard you mention it a bunch of times, actually. I have your burner TikTok.
That's
I don't
just
think you
straight
know
cap.
that. I've seen you dance on TikTok, Preston. You ain't fooling nobody.
For sure.
Kat, you're
now
up.
that's cap.
Why do I feel like the oldest one on this podcast right now? Anyway,
I think you're the second youngest.
I'm
I
the
might be the
youngest.
youngest.
I'm the youngest here.
For the core, Kat's the youngest. For right now, you're the second
Yeah.
youngest.
So genre: action, adventure, drama, fantasy. Theme: military. This is a series that actually comes together surprisingly well for its rating. Where it finds issue is that nothing before the ending is all that surprising. At so many points during the series, the absolute convenience of situations coming together was stunning. As for the characters, there's often a feeling that beyond one tick and a different voice actor, there's not much to separate one from another. No one is really given depth. This becomes even worse at the end of the show, where the plot is perhaps most innovative. It is accompanied by the point where the characters are most over the top in their depthless structures. One is somewhat forced to admit, though, that even characters with very few unique features can still be amusing if done as best they can be done. Just because of one over the top they are, this does not stop, well, he's just a shrimp. What the hell did you say about me? From getting really tiring. Biggest complaints, however, how some of most simple plot points took to move forward, making it feel sluggish at times, and the extreme excess of the phrase dogs of the military, even in people that seem to have no real reason for resentment. This included a good number of people with powers, which seemed to be the great trump card in this world, so it becomes a great wonder how the largely cult like military group came to power. Overall, sometimes enjoyable, nothing to set it apart from the efforts of other pieces, but nothing that absolutely dragged it to the mud either.
Okay, what were the? Can you say the genres again?
Action, adventure, drama, fantasy, theme, military.
Man, I felt like that review was a whole lot of nothing.
I actually know what offer those now.
It was a struggle to read.
I'm just trying to think because there's of really like I don't know if this is an 86 bait because of the whole power thing with some of the characters changing like the tides. But I feel like it's too easy. Okay. Sorry, say the genres one more time.
Action,
Yep.
adventure,
Yep.
drama, fantasy. The theme is military.
Okay.
He gave us a lot with that.
Yeah.
Man, because it's like I think that there are some very obvious ones, but I don't think Cat's go. Maybe Cat did go the obvious route. Man, fuck it. All right, I'll go 86, and for the meme, I'm gonna go 6-7.
Okay.
7.
Literally beat me to doing that one of those tonight. Damn it. All right. We already even joked 80. Yeah, we're really appealing to the Zoomers with this one.
I'm not happy with that pick, by the way. I gotta put that on record. I'm not happy with that pick.
I agree with you because like the first thing I wrote down in my notes was like 86, like question mark, like no way, right? And it just keeps going that way. Like I don't think it's Darling in the Franxx. I don't think it's Bang Dream Braver and whatever. I don't
Bang
think it's
Dream Braver.
oh
Yo,
That
that's
was
the
an accident.
crossover we need, though.
that's the worst part is that
They
was
would
an
go
accident.
nuts. They would go nuts if that crossover happened.
Bravered, it's my go.
Oh my god.
Bravered,
One of
Ave
my-
Musica.
One of my best ever jokes, probably on the podcast. It wasn't on purpose. That hurts. Sorry,
man. That was really
so I don't think
funny.
it is funny. No, it is. It Bravern. Not sure though that it's that. Again, it's the fact that it's themed in military, like would Gundam or Witch from Mercury count in some way? But like again, where it
I don't know
really
if
is
they have
catching me,
powers.
the powers exactly, like the
yeah.
powers, because like
Suletta does.
again, this person technically it could be wrong, like what we've talked about with previous reviews.
Yep.
But in 86, they don't have powers. They like even
Well,
Shin does.
Undertake.
some people have powers at 86.
I would consider Shin's a power.
I would somewhat consider that a power, and that's one character, not multiple that they mentioned.
His
which is why
brother,
I guess
yeah.
I'm
His
lost.
brother
Oh,
kinda has a
Frederica-
power.
Frederica has a
Frederica,
legit power.
Yeah.
That's true. I guess that is true, but that's like season 2.
6-7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn
that's
it.
season 2.
Yeah.
So
6-7.
yeah, geez, the powers part is really throwing me off. But I do think 86 is the safe guess where I won't feel like an idiot if it's not that. It probably isn't. For the sake of variety, I will go 5-6 and as the score because it seems like they didn't completely hate it. And that's my final answer. Alex, lock it in.
Lock it
No.
in.
That was meant to be a pun about Jeopardy,
I know.
not even.
I know.
Okay.
Whoops.
I think I know the actual answer. I was so stuck with the military that I wasn't even really paying attention to the review, so I don't know if they loved it or hated it, so I'm going to piggyback off of that. But I coincidentally looked at a review for this show and looked at its genre and theme for it 10 minutes before we started recording.
Cheat.
Luckily, it's not going to be one of my choices. The show that has all those genres and themes is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And that is my answer. And there's a group of people that have powers in the world and others don't. Those are the alchemists.
Yeah, like what?
I'll go, and I'm going to go with that 5-6.
Which is crazy because alchemy isn't a power. Everybody in the world can use alchemy with transmutation. That's the equivalent exchange is the whole point of Full Metal. So literally anybody has these powers. If it is Full Metal, that's crazy. I'm still saying that's crazy. They completely misunderstood characters in that show.
If this is
You are
OG
correct.
Full Metal, I'm going to be...
It is Full Metal Alchemist, not Brotherhood, but same.
I mean, it
shit.
still
Oh my
counts.
God.
It counts.
Yeah, still counts.
If you say Full Metal, anything is correct.
Yeah. Well, Full Metal Panic, different.
That's
But,
that is different. That is a completely different show.
Yeah. So yeah, 2 misspelling errors, and this person is smoking beans.
Yep.
Like, Jesus, this was. I love that I fooled you two because I knew you were gonna go for 86, and I was hoping that Pat would go the same way.
Clearly,
not
don't
Pat.
understand the show that they're watching if they think everybody in the world has, or some people in the world have powers and some people don't. Which is, I mean, I guess, but like, you're wrong.
Well, it's a metaphor for capitalism, Pete.
It is not, actually.
They totally understood it. No, I know.
It's
It's
actually a metaphor of World War II.
I don't. Wait, Preston, do you mind just saying your score range one more time?
5-6.
5-6.
I wasn't sure if I said it. Okay.
You did.
Yeah, the score is 5.
Oh, Preston got the
Let's go.
bonus point. And Pat got 1 point.
I was going to go just straight 5, but I'm like, nah, I'm keeping my lead. I'm just going to keep building up with 1 points at a time.
Go big or go home.
Yeah.
I'm going to start risking it next because I'm getting my ass whooped, but hey, that's the first half.
Do you want to do a score update?
Yeah.
After the first half?
After the first half, we're in the books. Hopefully, listeners out there, you are doing better than me. I have 2 points. I am in dead last. Kat and Pat, you are both tied next with 4. Preston, you have a commanding lead at 7. So I'm down 5 points.
No.
Yeah.
I should be at 10.
Yeah.
I got the show and score right twice, so that's 4 points each, and then I got the show right. That's 2 points. So 10.
Oh, did you guess Girly Air Force?
Yes, I got the range right.
Oh shit. I didn't. Okay, so you have 10 points. Okay, Preston has 10. That's why we have backup scores. Preston has 10 points. I have 2. Pat and Kat have 4. We gotta shoot for the stars if we want to catch us some ground. So here we go. Starting with round number 2. Fight. Main genre for this one is sci-fi. I think it's quite saddening that I don't have anything better to do than write this review on Christmas as well. However, this really needs to be done at some point. And while some people are eating cookies, I will be doing this. First of all, yes, I still dislike Redacted. And even without rereading it, I still remember the opening phrase from my first review. I will refrain from this for the time, though, because at some point I stopped caring about whether I like this anime or not. I just want to give a fair rating. Story. It is defined by its main plot, the setting used, as well as the execution of the storyline. First, for the main plot, most episodes are without any relevance to the main plot. They neither help develop the cast nor do they illustrate the setting. They are filler. Nothing more, nothing less. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think it's a viable option to spam the filler after filler after filler button without even explaining what the anime is about. When I first started watching this anime, I lost interest in a mere 3 episodes and dropped it. For reference, by now, I've watched this anime like 3 times only for review reasons, but without the filler episode. So what is actually left? A story which cannot be more cliche. Revenge, bloodlust, the usual stuff. As for the setting, to be honest, I don't have the most experience with science fiction, but I feel like this is one of the worst tries at science fiction. Characters should preferably have some catchy initial designs, good relationships with their surroundings, and a good development, which is why I rate the characters on this show in 3 different categories. 1. The first is the initial design. I don't think that Redacted reinvented the wheel with the characters. Laid back MC, sexy girl, guy who delivers justice on his own. Unfortunately, I never felt like they had any relationships with each other. None of the interactions with each other, but also the surroundings felt not real to me, because basically they had no counterparts that they could argue with. Second, development. Quite honestly, I don't think any of these characters had great development. Thinking bad, I don't think they had much development to begin with. Third, this reviewer does not list a third reason, though he in his review states that there are 3 reasons. So, skipping the third reason. So overall, this is a 4 out of 10 for the cast. Enjoyment, well, that's something everybody should decide for themselves. For me, at least it's not a, for me, it's at least a 1 out of 10. Why? Because I want these questions answered. How much did I like the scene episode? How much do I want to see the story continue? Would I recommend this to somebody? Would I watch it again just for fun? Quite honestly, the answers for me are no, 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 and no. TLDR, forgettable story with a lot of filters and flaws. Acceptable artwork, rather weak OST and voiceovers, and a weak character development. What is this show and rating?
Okay, take everything I said for what Kat's or yeah, I believe it was no, it was Preston's review did. Do it for Pete, because like I have no clue what this show is other than that's a sci-fi.
But a whole lot of
it's
nothing.
I will
a
say
whole lot of nothing.
I will say that they are probably wrong on almost everything that they said. However, the show is in fact a science fiction show.
Well, that's
God.
where, yeah, thankfully the genres we do ourselves, so we can rely on those, thankfully. So the whole time listening to this review, the only real clue was when you talked about the cast, like who they are. And the only cast that came to mind initially with this, at least, was the Cowboy Bebop cast. And if this guy is completely wrong, or girl, or
It's a guy,
whatever,
let's
who
be
knows?
real.
It's a guy. Fair. Didn't like the show and decided to write this review because it had to be done, and was watching this show for. It feels like it has to be a popular show too, because he's saying he did it for review purposes or because he felt like he had to. Right? You wouldn't do that for like whatever Girly Air Force, for example. You would just stop watching it and not care. So I am gonna have to go with Cowboy Bebop, even though I think that this review is so far from what Cowboy Bebop is. But I have no other clue to go off of, and I'm gonna go with a score of the 3 to 4 range.
Okay, Preston.
God damn it. I don't want to steal, but I might steal. At first, I was thinking Steins Gate. I haven't seen Steins Gate, so I don't know the cast other than Christina and Okabe. I don't think it's. I then thought Lazarus after Pat said Cowboy Bebop, but there's no chance someone's rewatched Lazarus 3 times.
Unless you're a
So I'm going to be the
sicko.
scumbag and steal an answer and go Cowboy Bebop 2-3.
Okay. Cat.
Oh my god. Thinking about it with what has been said. Like honestly, I feel slightly better about going with Lazarus than I do with going with Cowboy Bebop. And yes, I am stealing from Preston because I had no idea what this was.
So Preston's stealing from Pat, but you're not stealing from Pat, you're stealing from Preston.
Correct.
Because I mentioned Lazarus.
Yep.
And shooters shoot. I'm gonna go straight 2.
Straight 2. Okay. Well, Pat, you are correct. This review is insanely wrong. It is Cowboy Bebop.
Damn.
God, that is so. that I am angry. I'm being baited by their rage right now because that is the worst review I've ever heard on this show. I think, like, truly, so wrong. Oh my god.
It is even for somebody like me who has not seen Cowboy Bebop, I just know that they're incorrect. Like, just based off like how they wrote the review is just like, this is all incorrect. So, Preston and Pat, you get a point. Pat, you get a bonus point. It was a 4 out of 10, which is crazy that they gave it a 4 after they have not finished the show and have rewatched it and dropped it 3 times, and they still gave the show a 4. They also gave the cast? No, the enjoyment of the show was a 1 out of 10.
1.
And
Yeah.
the cast, I might have missed it, but he gave the cast
It was a 4.
a 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
So it averages out to 2.5.
And somehow it's a
Right.
4.
Well, that rounds up to 4 if you're grading on a scale of 1 to 4.
Actually, even then it doesn't. So Pat, you get
True.
4 points. Pat, Preston, you're getting 2, and Kat, you got a big old goose egg. Pat, you're up next.
It was a good guess. I also, just to comment on that too, I didn't think it was Lazarus simply because it mentioned filler episodes, and it's like Lazarus didn't really have time for that. It felt like to
It
me.
needed more episodes.
I will disagree. I would say episodes about 1 through 9.5 are filler of Lazarus. I'm not even kidding.
I wish you were, but
Not even
if
joking.
you want to hear our thoughts on Lazarus, listen to our Lazarus episode.
Yes.
Please. Again, great plug, Pat. Thanks. All right.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you. 07. All right. My next review: genres of horror and mystery. Anti-village propaganda. In a country like Japan, where villages are getting empty and everyone is going to cities to collect cash and make capitalists rich and destroy their traditions, which was followed for thousands of years, series like this one are one of the reasons for it. Villagers are shown dumb, selfish, homophobic, patriarchal, superstitious, demon worshipping, and human sacrificing people. Seriously feels like the manga author is some sort of missionary or something. He even added that in ancient times, people who didn't like all of the above mentioned stuff converted over to Christianity. Talking about technical stuff, brilliant animation and music, the only reason I could complete this series. The screenplay falls flat after the first 2 episodes. There's nothing but time passed till like episode 7 or 8. The series is only focused on 2 characters, and there's not much information about other characters. Overall, if you're expecting horror, it only lasts for the first 2 episodes, and there are bits and pieces of it in the remaining episodes. If you like beautiful animation and music, give it a try. I personally don't recommend it. Preston, what show is this, and what score did they give it?
Is this shit bait?
I feel like it's 1 or 2 shows. I think it's got to be 1 or 2.
The first sentence sounded like exactly something Trent jokingly typed out in our Hig group chat when we were reading Hig. So that's very funny. It sounded like Shiki in a sense, but Shiki doesn't have any homophobia. I don't remember any homophobia in that, but my guess is going to be the summer Hikaru died because they're gay in that show, and that's homophobia.
Whoa, they're not gay.
No, they're homophobic. That I worded that wrong. But they definitely are that. I don't know. Only episode 1 and 2 were scary. I feel like 4 was pretty scary.
Yeah, episode like 8 when the guy kills himself. That's crazy.
The bath scene was crazy.
Maybe
but
they
yeah,
dropped it after like 3 episodes type of thing.
they had to have. They're blind. Sounds like they didn't like it. I'll go 3, 4. Don't think they
Alrighty.
hated it.
They did finish it, I believe, too, based on like the way that it was indicated on Mal. And
Gotcha.
they did mention episodes 8 and 9, so
You're
or
right.
something along those lines. So there you go. All right. Kat, what about you?
Yeah, so keywords that I got, because that's one of the things that I analyzed first before like going through the rest of the review. When I listen to you, all of you, not just you, Pat, is so Christianity, which is something that is you, Pat. You love Christian monikers and shit.
Yes, spot on analysis, Cat.
I'm a good Irish lad. What can I say? I mean, I don't know what else to put here. Like,
He loves
Three
God.
Hail Marys
He
and you'll
loves
be
Jesus.
okay. Um, so that's so Christianity, anti-village propaganda, because that's just hard to miss in that review. And
first
then
3
country
words. Yeah.
bumpkins being dumb, and then murder mystery type of thing. My first thought was Higurashi.
That's a good first thought.
And I haven't seen Summer Hikari Died, nor have I seen Chiki. So, I'll go with Higurashi.
What's your
So,
score?
oh, what is my score? That's a good question. Shoot or shoot, we're going 4.
4. Hig and 4.
4. Alrighty, Pete. What about you?
Yeah, I was thinking this is either Hig or Summer Hikaru Died. I think those are really the only two. So I feel like if it was Shiki, there'd probably been a hint of like a vampire or something like that. But the homophobia thing, for sure, it's Hikaru. I'm gonna go 4 out of 10.
Exact score?
Exact score. I'm down as of right now. I'm down 10 points, so I gotta shoot.
Alrighty. Well, you guys did a fantastic job evaluating this because it was meant to be a little bit of bait, especially for our Higurashi fans and everybody in here that like loves these shows that are a little horror-y and based in small villages. Yep, big Hig fans. I thought, and I did, I'm glad I left the word homophobia in there. I thought about taking it out just to make it a little more confusing, but I figured if you could put together all the clues, you deserve to get it. So it was the summer Hikaru died.
Huge.
So Preston and Pete, you both get points for that. The score of this review was a 4 out of 10. So you all get points. Kat and Pete getting bonus
I get
points.
bonus
Pete
points.
getting double bonus points.
Preston still gets bonus points though.
And
I'd still get bonus points.
well, Preston gets
1 bonus
3.
point.
I
I get
get
2.
4.
Yeah.
Preston gets 4 points, right?
You
Yes,
get
And
4 and I
then-
get 6. Yep.
You get 6. So you're making up ground. And Kat, you get 2 because of the correct single score. So well done on all you guys
I'm tied with
clocking that
Pat.
review. God damn it.
Let's
All right.
go. Still down 8 points to Preston.
And you still only have 1 more review to score on, and I have 2.
I have 2.
So...
No, I have 2. I have Preston and Cat.
Oh, you start. I'm so dumb.
Yeah, come on, man.
I can't read.
Yeah.
I can't read. All right, Preston, take it away whenever you're ready.
Can't read.
I'm here.
Okay. The genres for this next show is action supernatural. That's enough. I'm bowing out. Dumbass fandom discourse aside, y'all got this one. This show has to be the biggest tragedy since that firefighting shonen. And as usual, it's super disappointing because, as usual, it's something that looks super cool and should be super cool. But as usual, he says as usual like 5 times in this review, I think. Jesus. But as usual, it spends all of its time cultivating the absolute worst parts of the conceit. I think they meant concept. Constant, distractingly ugly characters constantly screaming as loudly as fucking possible in their intentionally annoying voices instead of telling actual jokes. Instead of the best parts, literally just focusing on main girl and main boy and their blossoming romance, close parentheses there, and that is super annoying, honestly, so I'm fed up. I think I really checked out at the beginning of this season. That old hag with the afro did it for me. She was the nail in the coffin. A grating voice, perpetual screaming, total lack of any actual jokes or punchlines, just a mess. Could barely even enjoy the only other good quality of this show, open parentheses, the animation slash fight choreography, close parentheses, because that bitch kept shrieking the entire time, so I was just gritting my teeth until the equally annoying end credits song began to play. And even after that bit ended, we're still met with equally unfunny gags in the following arcs, equally annoying character introductions, equally unappealing designs, equally nonsensical choices, and an equal disregard for the most intriguing part about this series, which, again, is the romance between the two leads. It's insane, so I'm checking out. This isn't even touching on the deeply immature and oddly sex-repulsed holier-than-thou fan base whom I am praying exclusively exist on Twitter. Their
True.
repetitive, circular, brain-dead, echo chamber-ass conversations give me hemorrhoids.
True.
And it's
This guy's spitting.
and it's I really don't know if you know what show this
Oh
is
no,
or
I
not,
know
but that's
exactly
really
what
funny.
show it is, and I
Yeah.
disagree with him, but he is spitting.
Okay. And it's not
Twitter.
worth the splitting headache or cramping my block finger trying to weed out all of these COVID tourists to continue enjoying a show
never
I'm
mind. Fuck
barely
this
enjoying
guy.
in the
Yeah,
first.
fuck this
He's awful.
person.
I'm barely enjoying it in the first place. JJK, Fire Force, meet this show. Y'all all deserve one another. Mainstream shows continue to disappoint and prosper, while actual high quality and intriguing things like Call of the Night continue to flounder and fade away into a sticky nothingness. After like a season and a half, super bummer, unfunny, unappealing, Hyatt Fully Cooley, resumers who were too young to know that Garterbelt used to have minstrel lips. Enjoy the rest of the series, though, and I mean that sincerely.
This dude is everything I hate about fucking the anime community.
It was awful. It was
Yeah.
awful.
Not this dude is. I can tell. I know exactly who this person is. Like if I was at like a anime con and there's 20 people, I could tell you exactly who wrote this review.
Yeah.
Very easily, yes. All right, Kat.
Back in my day, we had to watch 8 versions of it on YouTube. It's like no one cares, old man.
Yeah.
Tips
So
for
okay.
I had to watch 40 episodes to get. I had to watch 40 different YouTube videos to get through one episode, and we had to watch the opening 6 times throughout the entire playlist. Type of shit. Anyway, it's Don to Don. It's a 1.
Ooh.
It's a 1. Okay.
Yeah, I went with Don to Don, but I'm gonna go with a 3 because I don't know. Like everything, it's one of those things where like he didn't say a single nice thing about the review, but like won't give it a 1 for some reason. So I'm gonna go with a 3.
I was in the same boat. I wrote down Call of the Night ? So I'm glad it mentioned it.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Yeah.
It was a good guess until he said it in the review, of course. I did get to Don to Don once it talked about the chemistry of the main couple. And then I was thinking there, like, oh, if it compares it to like JJK or anything, then that would make sense. And then there you go, it did. So I'm gonna like what Pete is saying. I do agree that it's unlikely that this is a 1 just by nature of how dumb reviewers are, and it's you just don't see ones get given
Fair.
out that much. You know, I mean, a cat. I'm not trying to say that you were
Oh,
wrong
no,
here
you're
because you
good.
might be right. You really might be right, but you never know with reviewers. But like so many people are so resistant to give shows 1s. I don't even think I do have a 1. I only have 1 in
I
my
have
anime
2.
repertoire, and there's
Yeah.
plenty of shows I could have given that if I really wanted to. It's more like, is it worth the fight, or is it, or does it
Exactly.
like invalidate? Does it invalidate you because like you sit there and you're like, is there really not one thing you could have found that was like redeeming about this show? So I'm gonna go with a 2 instead after all that whole
Nice.
caveat.
Oh my
So
god.
we've got 1, 2, and 3 as the scores,
It
and
better
if
not
it's
be
4,
4.
I think we're all gonna be very sad. Pete or not Pete, sorry, Preston. Please tell us what the score is because we know it's Dan to Dan.
Correct. It was Diet Fooly Cooly Resumers. It was Don to Don. but none of you are gonna fucking believe this.
It'll be like a 7, isn't it?
It was a 6 out of 10.
What the fuck?
That is the exact reason I chose it. I looked for one non-recommended review where the score was high as shit. That was it.
So you intentionally deceived us. That's very nice of you, friend. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
I mean, you can.
Love you
I-
too, Pat.
No, I'm kidding.
I just think if you're gonna give the show a 6, maybe say something you liked about it, like a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot.
I had to cut out some other shit. He ranted about something about the manga he was told, and I just had to cut it. He was pissed. I don't know how that was a 6.
Oh, he
Legitimately.
mentioned Afro Grandma too, and I was like, does she even have an Afro? Is he's
Oh,
talking
she
about the
does.
white
Turbo
girl?
Granny, yeah, she does.
No.
It's-
So
She
funnily,
doesn't have an afro.
Yeah, she does.
no.
She
So
has frizzy hair.
Yeah,
She doesn't have an
that's what I
afro.
thought.
okay, this was for Dawn season 2. So it's when they're at the hot spring village with Gigi.
Yeah.
It's the old lady that wouldn't die to the worm.
Gotcha.
That's Afro Granny.
Okay, gotcha.
I cut out a part saying how it was 2 seasons, and so you would just think Turbo Granny. And Trent, I also tested that on, and he thought it was Turbo Granny, so it all worked out in the end.
Nice.
Yeah,
There
no.
we
A part of my soul died when you said, "Oh, Afro Granny." Shit. More
Yeah, who
people
could've
that
been?
don't know what an Afro is.
Kat, you get to end it. Preston, you're up 6 points. So if you get the score or the show right, you win by default. And me and Pat both
Let's
have to get the show and the score correct in order to win. We're down 6.
Let's do it. Let's do it,
Let's
Pete.
do it, Kat.
I'm having fun.
Yeah, this is
I'm
great.
having fun. It's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
We're hanging out. Yeah.
Shit. Tell the
Um,
Discord to say happy birthday. Yo, everyone join the Discord and say happy birthday to Kat.
oh
A week
yeah.
late. That's the best part.
Well, you gotta
Belated
tell
birthday.
me when your birthday is. I'm not your mom.
No,
I've got
it's
your
funny
birthday in
though.
my calendar.
It would be great if like 4 people joined though, and then said, "Happy birthday, Kat."
birthday.
Next Tuesday. That would be great. I would enjoy
That'd be
that.
awesome. I'd love that. That'd be a great birthday gift. Anyway. All right. Genre: adventure, drama, fantasy. No themes listed. All right. Style. Sorry. Earthquake in my room. Blank doesn't have its own unique style in any way. It just feels like another fantasy isekai. It just feels like every other fantasy isekai ever. And I know it's not an isekai, but it certainly feels like it in a lot of ways. The characters are very uninteresting and forgettable. The OST is one of the most generic things I've ever heard. The directing is very basic and boring, and the world is also uninteresting and forgettable. It's ironic how the only intriguing location that we ever see through the whole anime blank. Besides that, there isn't a single location that sticks out. So, in terms of style, this anime offers nothing that anybody who has seen more than 20 anime likely hasn't already seen before. It's not ambiguous in any way, and it just feels soulless. I will say that for an anime to be good, it doesn't have to be avant-garde or have insane directing that blows your mind, but there is nothing this anime offers that even makes up for its lack of identity. Boring, soulless characters and world. World building. I've seen so many people praising the amazing world building this anime has, but I don't understand where they're getting this from. Actual locations they go to have little or no importance in the actual world. They just feel like random kingdoms and villages.
They don't know
but
what world
why
building
are
means.
these kingdoms? Right. Why are these kingdoms actually important in the world? We are never really told. So it just kind of feels like they're just there to give characters a place to go. It makes the world feel less alive and dynamic. The world isn't changing around our characters, but rather they are changing around the world. It makes watching them travel around random areas feel meaningless. I never once during this anime thought to myself about where the characters would go next, nor did any area feel distinct from each other. There was nothing differentiating the different areas culturally, and it made the anime feel boring and feel not alive. There was never a single character that we met in one of these areas that wasn't also forgettable. The world we're in is also incredibly stereotypical. The fantasy elements aren't creative in any way. They just and they just feel like copies of the same blueprint of fantasy stories that we've been using for a long time. Even Konosuba was parodying these stereotypes over blank years ago, but we are seeing them even more now for some reason. Regardless, blank does nothing interesting with its elements. The magic system is generic. The blank are just bad guys who want to kill people. The king of the villages are all generic, and I can go on and on and on. It just feels like an anime that has a checklist of fantasy setting elements to include, but didn't bother to do anything interesting with any of them. The magic system was also poorly implemented as well. Why doesn't pretty much everyone in the world use magic? It's just an advanced tool that I feel like everyone should be doing basic jobs, should use it to make their jobs more efficient. It isn't a very well thought out concept, and it goes back to what I was saying earlier about how they just included it because it was normal fantasy for fantasy stories. Plot boring. Nothing happens between episodes blank and blank. There isn't much to talk about because there's no plot to begin with. Blank is just kind of looking for blank because blank. That's pretty much it. I guess they have an objective to go up to blank, so they spend blank episodes doing nothing, and then doing.
Yeah, you gotta give us some hints. I don't know what the fuck this show is. I don't think you said blank
I'm
enough.
thinking of one show, but yeah, there's not really much context.
Are any of those episodes can be blanked or can't be blanked?
Episodes 10 through 18.
Okay.
Nothing happens between episodes 10 through 18. And they go up north, so they spend 18 episodes doing nothing.
Okay, I know it. Okay. I think I got
it. This anime is more about its themes than its plot, but I think the themes aren't explored very well.
Then what's the theme then? I don't think this reviewer knows what they're saying. What do you mean the theme is more important than the plot? You don't even know what the theme is.
But the same themes of nostalgia and time perception got really repetitive.
Okay, yeah.
And they never really went anywhere. In conclusion, this anime is not good in any way. I was bored from start to finish, and there was very little redeeming qualities in this anime. The only reason I didn't rate this anime lower is because I think there's much worse anime out there, and in comparison to those, I guess this one isn't the worst thing ever. The anime is full of plot conveniences and nonsense. If you would like to see more of what I thought about this anime, feel free to check out my YouTube channel in my bio. I uploaded a full-length review on this anime where I talk about a lot of things I wrote here, as well as a lot of other things I didn't go into depth about. I cut out 3/4 of this review.
Yeah, we could tell.
Jesus Christ.
The
review was
YouTube
bad.
link is www.youtube/@WDYSA, baby. There we go.
Not
Anime podcast.
Let's not do that.
I know what show this is, and there's people that call this show overrated and all this stuff like that, but at least when you say it's bad, you have to give reasons to why it is bad. When you just say, oh, the characters whatever, and then you don't explain why that character does something, it doesn't mean anything. So when they say that the theme is more important to the plot, but don't tell you what the theme is, it kind of throws this review out the window, because I think that this show has a bunch of different themes, and I never feel like it really goes away from the plot at all. This show is Frieren, and I'm going to say it's a 4.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, they mentioned magic, and I this is like I don't know, fantasy shows are not for me usually. The isekai feel should have been a free run clue for me as well. I started with like Aka 13 because I was like, oh, maybe that kind of feels like, I don't know, there's a lot of not stuff going on if you're dumb, like you can't figure it out. I don't know. Then I brought up magic, and I just lost the plot entirely. I'm gonna go with I wrote down, and I'm gonna go with it. Spice and Wolf, and I'm gonna go with a 5. Do they
Spice
have
and
magic in Spice and Wolf?
No, there is no magic.
I mean,
There's a
there
cat girl
is.
in
She
there,
could turn into a giant fox
Well,
god.
but not
that
everyone
is
can use it. Yeah,
2 people can use magic. Then.
The question
well,
was, can people use magic? The answer is yes.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, sure.
I couldn't remember if it was just that aspect that was magic, or if there was a little bit more elsewhere too, or not. Um, but yeah, no, I lost. All right, Preston, what about you?
Do they not understand that certain like races are better at magic than others? Do they
No,
just not get
they
that in
don't.
fantasy?
Oh,
Do they
not
not
at
get
all.
that people are born being able to use their mana properly like Fern is, and that other humans can't use their mana because they aren't born that way and they don't have the tools to learn it from an 1,000-year-old elf?
Also, the fact that they
Um,
brought up that it's like an isekai, but it's not, as if fantasy
that was
didn't
the worst line I
as if
could have
fantasy
heard.
didn't exist before the concept of like isekai stories. Crazy thought.
I'm not the biggest Freerun fan. I have it at 9. It's really good, but this pissed me off. Um, that was awful. Straight garbage. It's Freerun. It's a 2. Lock it in.
Lock it in. Okay, I lose no matter what. Preston wins no matter what. Okay.
Yeah.
Cat.
I didn't
So-
scumbag you that time.
The answer was in fact Freerun.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, this fucking review is so goddamn long. Anyway, yeah, no, this was when I read this, I was just like, yeah,
Yeah, this is the one.
this is the one. And the author is Tricky's. If you ever want to watch his,
No, I'm good.
No, do you
No plug.
cut that out?
You can cut that out.
We're censoring that.
Me and you.
We're-
Like this
We're
is
actively
us.
making fun of him. That's so rude to plug
I'm
him.
like,
Right
is there
after
a
we do
giant,
that.
just
Yeah.
a huge fart soundboard?
Yeah, please. Yeah, but let's not do that.
It's just
No, I'm going to. Because you told me
No.
not to. I'm going to do it.
Hell yeah, do it. Anyway, the score is 4.
Woo! Let's go! All right. You guessed a
got it
5. You
right
guessed a
on the
5,
money.
Pat.
Oh fuck!
Pat's pumping his fist.
You know
like
what
he won.
you know what the worst part is? I wrote down 4, and then I was like, "We've had a lot of 4s. Let's do 5 instead." And then I forgot that I did that. So
Hell
you're right.
yeah.
I did guess 5. God damn it!
Damn, I got
No.
two big ones. Oh my god, did I tie Preston?
No,
No, I lost. Damn
you
it.
shouldn't have been able to.
It was close.
We would have we would have tied if I didn't get points, but I
Correct.
knew it was free.
You beat me by 2 points. Not
You
bad.
kind of gave no choice by guessing free run,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
pretty rude of you. You know, it was kind of like against the spirit of the
Oh
game
yeah,
for you to
my
do that.
bad.
You were supposed to guess
Yeah.
wrong on purpose so we could have overtime.
I was a
Actually,
scumbag for Bebop. I'll admit it.
he did admit it.
But not that one.
Hey, we actually reached really good time, so it's all good. But let's get a final recap on scores. Coming in dead last with 8 points, we got the birthday boy himself. We got Cat.
Oh.
Coming in,
I had fun.
coming in second last with 2 more points than that with 10, we had Pat. In second place,
It's better than I normally do.
hey, not bad. In second place, I ended up finishing round 1. I finished with 2. Round 2, I finished with 16. So I finished with 18 points. And then Preston, you won with 20. So congratulations, Preston. I think you've won like 4 of
Huge.
these.
I think this is my 3rd one.
It's a lot. You win a lot of these. Do you have any parting
Yeah.
word to your adoring fan?
I always love filling in for Miles and being the Tom Brady to his Drew Bledsoe. It's great. And that's all.
The Tom Brady to his Drew
That's
Bledsoe.
hilarious.
Incredible work right there. You love to see it. On behalf of Preston, Pat, and Kat, thank you all for joining. Thank you to everybody out there who is listening and watching. Let us know how you scored. Thank you. If you want to support us, the best way to do so, like, comment, subscribe, leave a review on whatever platform you're watching or listening to us on. But that wraps up this episode. Next week for Watch Club, we are doing Turkey, which is so happens that it will be dropping days before Thanksgiving. So very topical, a rare What Do You Say anime topical dub. Otherwise, in 2 weeks, I think I have an idea, but there'll be something out in 2 weeks, so you'll see it when you see it. So I want to say thanks to you, everybody, and we will see you next time. Peace.